Hi, I'm Aries Ramsey. Welcome to the Aries Girl podcast. All commentary made in this video is alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only, under the guidance of the Fair Use Act of 1976. Well, now that we have that disclaimer out of the way, let's get into the show. Here's an update on the May 16, 2024 arrest of Destiny Payton from her Mental Monday episode podcast from May 20, 2024. On this episode, it is important for me to state that she is joined by a licensed marriage and family therapist named Dion and an attorney named Thelma. It is also important for me to let everyone know that this is my first time ever watching Destiny's channel, first time watching this show, and my first time being introduced to these two women. I want there to be full disclosure. Before Destiny joins the interview to give an update on her arrest, Thelma and Dion are in conversation while waiting for Destiny. Thelma says that they need to coin a term for people that are so invested in the lives of people that they don't know. My first thought is to ask if this was a shot at the mellometers. I'm pretty sure that I'm here to get an update on Destiny's arrest, but here we are. Once Destiny joins and starts talking about the arrest, she says it was traumatic for her. She was pulling in the parking lot to meet LB for their son's doctor's appointment. She saw a lot of police cars, which looked like a SWAT team to her. They were obviously looking for someone. She could see officers through the door in the lobby of the doctor's office as she parked. She initially wondered what was happening. Who were they looking for? And where was her son? She got out of the car and an officer started walking towards her, and she asked him was everything all right and wanted to know what happened. The officer asked her if she was Destiny, and her heart sank because he knew her name. Her initial thought was to wonder if something had happened to her son. She admitted to being Destiny, and the officer told her that there was a warrant for her arrest. She explained that she had already dealt with that and that the case was dismissed. The officer told her that his partner could look it up, but it was an active warrant. They were there because they received an anonymous call that she would be there. She said a few choice things to the officer, and his partner did look things up to verify that the warrant was active. Now, Destiny says, the initial officer said that he was sorry about this, and Destiny asked if she was going to be arrested, and was told yes. Destiny then asked if she could make a phone call and was apparently given the go-ahead to do so. She then went to open her car door, and was given a command to stop, and she was taken aback. She was told to stand outside because the officer didn't know what she had in her car. Now, she asks if he needed to search her and she gave him her ID and she made the call. I'm unclear if she was allowed to go in her car to get her phone, or did she already have the phone on her person? Because, if so, why did she feel the need to make the call from inside of her car, other than for privacy? If that is the case, privacy was a moot point because she was going to be arrested regardless. She made her call and asked if they could do things discreetly because she didn't know if someone was taking pictures and she didn't want her son to see her in cuffs. The officers were accommodating and told her that they would shield her and not let anyone get photos. Destiny said that afterwards, she was told by a legal professional that she was fortunate that she was dealing with Madison County officers because of their training, because her attempting to open her car could have had other officers drawing their weapons. She just kept thinking about her son being inside the doctor's office. Here, Dion brings up the fact that Destiny stated that the first time she was arrested, she knew about the warrant from Crime Stoppers and that she was able to ready herself and turn herself in because Destiny has stated that she saw her own mother arrested, and it would have broken her if her son in turn saw her being arrested. Now, Thelma, the attorney, says that once the report comes out, Destiny will know who made the call, letting the police know that she would be there. Apparently, this is a state case, and if that information is withheld from her, it would result in a Brady violation. The who, what, when, where, and why would need to be provided to Destiny's attorney within a reasonable amount of time. Destiny would have a right to confront her accuser. Now the attorney starts discussing that since the arrest has taken place, a detective will be assigned. Those findings would then need to go to a prosecutor, and then on to a grand jury. Then she mentions that the case involving Destiny's prior arrest was dismissed. However, she fails to mention that it was thrown out on a technicality. That is a very important piece of information that is being left out. Just because a case is dismissed like this, it doesn't mean that the person is innocent of the charges brought against them. The attorney then mentions that Destiny's situation is akin to having a bitter ex-spouse who uses the criminal justice system as a means of getting back at their ex, and that these types of domestic situations are hard to prove because it is usually a he said she said situation in dealing with intimate relationships. Let's pause here. It is blatantly obvious that the attorney, Thelma, is trying to sway the viewer's opinion of Destiny's ex-husband LB. This is really putting a bad taste in my mouth. I understand that this is Destiny's Mental Monday show. However, if you are going to give an update on the arrest, just do that. Perhaps the update could have been given in a separate video statement. I'm not trying to tell her how to run her channel, but there is definitely an agenda here. So, apparently, Destiny called Dion to let her know that she was being arrested. Dion didn't have her father's number, nor did she know if Destiny had been able to get a hold of her father. So Dion ended up calling Tisha Scott, who she says must have been onto wheels, because Tisha called Dion a few minutes later, letting Dion know that she would have Destiny taken care of. Tisha had the bail money ready, and she was ready to get Destiny out of jail. Interesting. Dion alluded to Destiny making an arrangement with Tisha, and Destiny said that her dad had already made it down there. Dion said that Tisha stopped everything that she was doing and headed straight to the court. Destiny called Dion to let her know that she was out, and Dion asked how she was doing. What isn't 100% clear is who actually bailed Destiny out. Was it Tisha or Destiny's father? Because according to Destiny, her father was already at the court when Tisha arrived. According to Destiny, Stormy stepped out of a big TikTok meeting to check on her. Martell and Maurice called her, and she also talked to Kimmy. Do you notice who didn't call to check on her? Destiny reminds the audience that she's her dad's only child. He's not been well since this has happened, and she says that she wouldn't have told her dad if he didn't have to know. It's weird that Dion tells Destiny that what she's apparently doing to clear her name isn't worth it. Then, Dion starts talking to the bloggers and commenters watching the video and makes a call to action. She asks them to ask themselves, what if you're wrong? What if you don't know enough about what is going on to come to these conclusions? Now, since this is my first time watching a Mental Monday episode, I'm needing clarification on exactly what Dion is talking about. I need her to specify what conclusion I'm not supposed to come up with. I prefer to have my facts together or see an established pattern before I give an opinion. What Dion fails to realize or acknowledge is that everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but what they aren't entitled to is their own set of facts. It really appears that they are trying to get a select set of facts out into the atmosphere without telling the entire story. Destiny has shown a pattern of twisting facts and telling just enough of the truth without telling the whole truth in order to push the narratives that she wants to push. Time and again, it has been proven that she wasn't being 100% honest. It isn't hard for someone to put two and two together and speculate who made the anonymous call to tip police off that she was going to be at the doctor's office at that particular time. However, I have no problem waiting to name names until I see documentation of who actually made that call. If you watch the entire interview, it is overly obvious that these two women have an established history with Destiny, and in no way, shape, or form do they come across as being unbiased. The attorney Thelma was trying to push a narrative, subliminally insinuating that Destiny's ex-husband LB was trying to get even with Destiny using the justice system. The counselor Dion was already painting Destiny as the victim because she even wondered what type of person would arrange to watch a person get arrested, possibly in front of their son, even though she didn't know if that was what happened. So, it was disingenuous for her to make that call to action. She should learn to take her own advice because she is sounding like a sycophant to me. If you are paying close attention, this appeared to be a subtle dig at Melody Rogers when she said the bit about arranging to get someone arrested in front of their child. Just in case you need the definition of a sycophant, don't worry, I've got you covered. A sycophant is someone who tries to gain favor from wealthy or influential people by flattering them in an insincere way, especially in order to get something from them. Sycophants are also known as suck-ups and brown-nosers. Let me know in the comments if you also got sycophant vibes from this interview. I would have been less offended if they started the episode by saying that they were biased supporters of Destiny and would spend over an hour trying to convince people watching that they should be on Team Destiny as well. Anyway, I digress. As more information is released on this current arrest for Destiny, I will keep you updated. Thanks for watching. Please support the channel by subscribing and liking the video. I will see you again on my next podcast. Until then, take care.